It's just different. And I did not think that I was going to be the mom that would be different with any other. I'm going to raise them all the same, and we're going to be intense with all of them. And why wouldn't I? Because you don't have the capacity. Hey guys, my name is Shayla. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, we talk about motherhood, we talk about pregnancy, we do things kind of eco-friendly, natural, hippie, granola, but we keep things positive. So I have a almost 5-year-old, an almost 3-year-old, and a 6-month-old. And I've learned that mindset is everything. I had such a tough time coming into motherhood, so I made this positive mindset guide. I made the guide for myself a year or 4 years ago to be like, here, have happiness, enjoy motherhood. Let me help you get into this a little bit better. So if you're struggling at all, please check it out. DM me with any questions at HEYSHAYLA. I'm on Instagram, or you can go to HEYSHAYLA.com/shop to check it out. Today, I'm going to tell you the things that I'm doing differently with baby number 3. And I wrote down a couple things because we do elimination communication, we do cloth diapering, we do all these things. And so I asked my Instagram, like, what other things do you want to know if I'm doing? I've got one of these boob pads in here. It's all crinkled up. 6 months postpartum, still leaking. But before we get started, I'm going to talk about the sponsor because we're trying not to get sick. Everyone and their mother is sick right now. So I've got the Girls On vitamins, and my vitamin is this. It's a daily gem. They have food bites. So instead of doing powders or pills or gummies that have synthetic ingredients and preservative, it's just food. So you're getting your K2 from chickpeas. You're getting your D2 from mushrooms. It's got prebiotics, it's got probiotics. They work with a pastry chef to make sure it's delicious. This one's like a turmeric-y, gingery yum. They also work with all these other scientists to make sure you're getting everything you need. Before this, when I was taking my vitamins, I was like, can I get these vitamins from Whole Foods and not just like a pill? I can't even figure out what's for dinner. So to think about the vitamins that I need to take and how to get them from Whole Foods. So if this makes sense to you, go to dailygem.com/HEYSHAYLA and use code HEYSHAYLA for a special discount on your first month. They also have energy bites. Again, you get your energy from foods. So these are really cool. I'm not drinking caffeine right now, but if I need for like this, a little bit of energy, a little bit of focus, maybe before I go work out or before I need to get some work done, I'll take one of these. So, okay, rapid fire. Things I'm doing differently with my third. I had this idea in my head with my second and my third. I'm talking a little fast because the baby's upstairs sleeping. I thought that how I raised my first baby would be how I would raise all of my babies. Why would I do it any differently? And then I learned the answer is capacity. So I made a list of all the things that I did because we do cloth diapering, elimination communication, all these things. And so I made a little list, but then I asked Instagram, what do you want to know if I'm still doing with my third that I did with my first? And I got a list longer than I anticipated. So I'm going to rapid fire these. So cloth diapering. We do cloth diapering starting at about 4 months because before that, I don't want to use the infant ones. I use them a little bit, but they just don't fit and then they leak and then it's an issue. And we do an 80-20 cloth diapering rule. I have so many cloth diapering videos. If you're like, I kind of want to try that. I talk about the different types of them. I talk about how we wash them, all the things. I'm not very good at how we wash them. I have a system, but I don't know that's the right system. I kind of dabbled in it before, but then at 4 months when they fit him properly, I was like, game on. And I freaking love cloth diapering. I love it, especially when they're breastfeeding because it's all water soluble. Their poop is water soluble. So you just throw it in the wash and it goes away. Once they start eating solids, you can spray it off. We just started scooping it out. Seth was like, I'm not touching that. I would just scrape it off into the trash can or into the toilet with a wipe and then put the rest of it in the wash because that's not water soluble. It won't just disappear once they start eating solids, which is where we're at. I think he had his first solids food poop today. And I feel like he's kind of grunting a little bit more because it gets thicker. It slows it down. So they get a little constipated. So you have to make sure you keep feeding them. That's where we're at with cloth diapering. Yes, we're still doing it. I'm still loving it. It's saving us so much money. It's so much better than having a baby and having to get a giant box of diapers is a pain at Target. So I usually do the drive up or order them from Costco or something because we do it 20% of the time during naps, during bedtime, and if we're out and about. But otherwise, yes, we cloth diaper at home and I freaking love it. Elimination communication. I started this again about 4 to 6 months with my first and my second. And what I've learned from doing elimination communication, which if you don't know, it's like potty training an infant. Some people do it from birth and they catch all of them. Some countries don't have diapers and this is what they do. It's pretty time consuming. I don't do it to catch all of their poops and pees. I do it, okay, we're gonna do the rest of the video with the baby. This poor kid is gonna be confused about who I'm talking to, but here we go. And with my first, I literally had her diaperless on the floor on a crib mattress, waterproof mattress protector, watching her to figure out when she was gonna pee. My sister was like, how do people do this that have jobs? And I was like, okay, Amber. With my second and third, No, I did not do that. But what I found was that it helps with potty training later so that they're not afraid of the potty. So I have done it with him a little bit during transition times. That's where I landed. So I would do it right after, like right now. He just woke up from his nap. He like barely was crying. I probably could have caught his pee. But I don't have time to do it anymore. So like with my first, I'd be like, let's try and catch your pee. We'll sit you down. We'll read a little book. We'll see if we can do it. And this one I'm like, I could, but I'm not going to. So I've done it a few times and I have caught some of his pees. And I've heard that boys are harder to potty train. So I will, when he gets a little bit older, I'll kind of start doing it more, but just to desensitize him from the toilet. That's really it. So I'm still dabbling in it, but I'm not doing it like hardcore. I keep popping in here with these like random edits at the end. I'm editing this video, but I thought about this, that I didn't include it, and I feel like it has to be said. With my first, I had like the baby monitor where you could like move around because she had a floor bed so she could crawl around. So the thing, whatever. The thing did not work by the time my third was born. So I needed to get a new baby monitor, and I was like, whatever, you don't want Wi-Fi, you don't want all these things. So I bought this. I can hear him. That's it. I can't see him. With my first, I could have never. This one, I'm just like, oh, he's awake, and I go get him. So that's how far I've come. Let's see. Exclusively breastfeeding. Sure am. I'm always like, my kids don't take bottles. And they're like, have you tried them? And I'm like, not really. Because I feel like it's pumping, like I'm with them 24/7. So I feel like it's silly to pump while they're sitting there and then have to clean everything and then have to get the bottle. And I feel like he would never take a bottle from me. It would be a situation where I'd have to like leave the house and take a bottle. So I do have some milk that I've pumped, and sometimes I'll give it to like my girl. I don't give it. If I give my girls breast milk, it's when they're sick and I just give them my milk, assuming that I have some of the antibodies, and I'll just like give it to them in a little like shot glass or in their smoothie or something. But otherwise I just nurse him. And is it on demand? Yes. It's just whenever he seems like he's hungry. And it's the easiest thing and like the most difficult thing, like going to the gym. I'm like, they're like, did you bring a bottle? I'm like, no. I don't even know if he'll take one. But that's a situation where I should leave a bottle to see if he would take it. So again, I breastfed all of my kids. And then that was another question. Do I plan to wean him when I wean the girls? So I do not get my period, or I have not gotten my period for the first two until I night wean them. And I night wean them around a year to get my period back to hopefully get pregnant for the next child. So I'm like, I'm probably not gonna wean this kid. So I night wean them at 12 months, and then I both times got pregnant, and then I fully wean them at like 18 months because I'm pregnant and I can't stand breastfeeding when I'm pregnant. Some people go on and tandem feed. It would make my skin crawl to breastfeed in the first trimester. So I'd wean them at 18 months. Well, him, I'm like, I'm not trying to get pregnant again. There's another question. Have another baby? No, we are good. I'm at my capacity. I'm at the capacity where I feel like I can be a great mom. And sometimes I'm like, am I at that capacity still? I don't know. He will probably nurse till he's like 2. And to each their own. I have lots of friends that go to like 4. And I just can't. I couldn't. I don't know. I know that that's like the natural way. Let them self-wean. I just can't do it. It's funny because I have a friend who did that with her first 2. They both nursed till like 3, and now she's on her 3rd, and she's like at 1 year. She's like, I'm done. I'm so done breastfeeding. I've been breastfeeding for like 9 years, and I'm like, I'm probably the opposite, where I'm going to let the 3rd one kind of go a little bit longer. Co-sleeping. Yep, sure do co-sleep. Currently, I'm with the little 2, and my husband's with the big one in a different bed. We're all kind of in this same room. It's like an old house upstairs. So there's like this little like nook thing that my daughter's in. That's like her room, but she can like see. We can see each other. It's hard when she wakes up and Seth is at work and she wants to like snuggle because everybody wants an armpit. Nobody wants to just like be content with being in the bed. If that was the case, I would sleep with all 3 of them, and I would love it. And I've co-slept with him since he was born in the hospital. The hospital was like, we don't advise this. I'm like, I don't know how to put him in that bassinet over there. So I've co-slept with him from day 1. And my oldest has just slept with my husband, which makes me kind of sad. And then also floor beds. So we've got the big bed, which is where me and the 2 girls, or me and the youngest 2 sleep. And that's where I nap him now because the girls never crawled off the bed. This child, he's crawled off the bed like twice. I'm like, well, that's too many times. I mean, they're like Play-Doh right now, but I'm like, I don't need you falling off the bed. So now he naps in the floor bed, on the floor bed, and then he sleeps in the big bed at night. Are we doing delayed schedule? So I'm reading Vax Facts right now. This is such a controversial topic. So with the 2 girls, we did a delayed schedule. We followed the vaccine-friendly plan. Well, now the vaccine-friendly plan, Dr. Paul, has revised his recommendations. So I'm reading that book and deciding the rest of that. So currently we're delayed. And if you want to learn more about vaccines, read the Vaccine Friendly Plan or his new book, Facts. Do I get new clothes for boys? I did. So I had all these girl clothes, and my first is like a girly girl. My second, not so much of a girly girl. So my first wanted all the girly things. And when I got pregnant with my second girl, I was like, cool, we'll just keep getting all the girly things. And then I got pregnant with my boy. Well, I'm not kidding, I think 12 trash bags full of boy clothes. So I picked a couple of things that I liked and redonated the rest of them. So I have clothes for him until he's like 4. If I hadn't gotten that, I probably would have given him new clothes. He still wears some like purple things because I'm like, it's Vikings. Actually, he just wears the base layer that's purple. I know that people are like, boys can wear pink and that's fine. I'm fine if he wears a pink shirt. I just don't want him to wear a girl's cut pink shirt. I don't know. If he tells me that his favorite color is pink and that's what he wants to wear, great. But for now, we put him in boy clothes because I got a whole bunch donated. Do we get outside every day? Nope. In the summertime, abso-freaking-lutely. And even, bonk. And even I made a video about how I cope with having 3 kids or something. I'm like, get out of the house every day. Not anymore. That was when he was little and he would sleep all wherever and it was warm out. Now it's freaking cold outside. It's 1 degree today. I wear them in the carriers. I have to get us all ready. Everyone's crawling. Like the girls are still like, I need help with my boots or whatever. And I'm just like, I just can't. So I'm just taking the year with ebb and flow, knowing that in the summertime we're gonna be outside all the freaking time. But right now in the wintertime, it's a no. And with his age, he can't like crawl around. I mean, he could crawl around in the snow, but we just do not get outside as much as we should. Nap when baby naps. If you're a first-time mom, please do this. Please, for the love of God. If you're like, should I clean the house or should I nap? Please just nap. Because I remember when I was pregnant with my second, I would take naps with my toddler because I was tired. When I was pregnant with my third, I couldn't because my toddler, A, didn't nap anymore, and B, there was 2 of them. So like I couldn't nap with my second because my first was up. Yeah, nap with the baby naps. If Seth's here sometimes I can, but baby-led weaning. Yeah, we're starting it. We do that. We don't really do purees. He just turned 6 months. I've been kind of like giving him random tastes of things. He doesn't really eat things right now. He's just like tasting them. So I have this really cool thing from Haka. I'll link it down below. Or actually, I think you can just go to HEYSHAYLA.com/Amazon and there's like a whole Haka section. But there's like this silicone feeder thing where you can shove, they give you like an ice tray so you can put like breast milk in the ice and then put the breast milk ice cube for teething in this thing. Or you can just shove like frozen fruits or banana or avocado or different things in there. So we are baby-led weaning, and I'm not going to do purees just because like it's more things to buy. I can just take whatever we're making, mush it up, give it to him. I don't have a high chair for him right now because our kitchen's small. So he has one of those chairs that hook onto the table. I need to buy him a tray for that. Apparently it comes with it. My neighbor gave it to me. She's like, we lost the tray. I'm like, that's fine. I'll get a new tray. I forget how messy this is, so I'm not looking forward to that. But I'm excited to feed him things. We, with Aaliyah, were like so paranoid. Like I remember being at like her 8-month appointment or something and just sweating when the doctor told me that I needed to feed her solids. I was like, but like why? And she's like, you need to start feeding her solids. And I was like, okay. I made a whole video about like the things that we fed her because I would give her like raspberries because I feel like those would mush up pretty easily. Avocado, mush up, eggs, different things that felt easy to give them. And this time I'm like, this is exciting. I put like steak in his little Haka feeder thing so he can suck out all the juices because that's the thing. It's like give your kids bone broth and let them suck on bones and stuff. I don't know. Because like with my first, I did like make sure they get 100 different foods and I would track their foods and write it down until they got to 100. I bought sardines so that she could just eat sardines, and this time not gonna happen probably. And I didn't do that with my second. She's a super picky eater. Is that why? I don't know. It's what it is. Do we use a Swaddle? No. I've never used a Swaddle with any of them. I track their sleep still. People ask if I track tummy time. Is that something that you do, track tummy time? No, we don't track tummy time. And we don't have like containers. I never use a swing for him. I used the boppy, or it's not a boppy, Babywearing, when I like needed to shower and I didn't want to just put him on the floor. But basically I just used a blanket in the kitchen because it's good for them to not be in a container. Container meaning like a swing or a mamaroo or whatever. Just put them on the floor. That way they can like do the resistance. If they want to look up, they have to start using their core more. And I would put him in tummy timer on his back. That's all he would do. And I feel like that's really good for their development. But I had the Babywearing bouncer and then just a blanket. and I would just put him down anywhere, but not on the bathroom floor. That's why I had the Babywearing. Oh, and now I have like one of those activity table things. Same thing. I don't really put him in it unless I need him to be like safely contained for a second while I like go bring the trash out or take a shower or whatever. And I didn't really use containers with the girls either. Containers. I don't know why I say that. I used the swing a little bit for Aaliyah and a little bit for Esme, and then I carry him. Aaliyah, I didn't use the carrier much. I just put her in her car seat and in like the stroller, the pram. Esme lived in the carrier for like the first year of her life, and that's kind of what he's on track for. They just are in there all the time. For sleep, I have a friend who does not track anything for sleep. So when I need like some sleep stress relief advice, I contact her. I'm like, what do I do? She's like, they will sleep when they are tired. She's like, if I try to put my baby down and it takes longer than 5 minutes, I stop and I try again in an hour. Or we go somewhere and they fall asleep in the car seat. And if they take a 20-minute nap, great. That counts. I can get on that because right now I'm starting to get in the trap of like revolving my day around his naps. And when he's going to be napping and sleeping, she's like, don't do that. You're going to go crazy. And I'm like, I am going crazy. She's like, yeah, don't do that. Just go on with your day. He will nap and he will sleep when he needs to sleep. And if he doesn't, then he'll maybe go to bed earlier or sleep a little bit later, or like he will sleep when he's tired. Because you try for like 45 minutes and you're like, I've been trying to get this kid down for 45 minutes. Why is he not sleeping? It's because he's not tired. And I remember crying with my first, trying to rock because her wake window is over. She's been awake now for 2 hours, an hour and a half. Why is she not going to bed? She wasn't tired. And then it took me 45 minutes because finally we got to the end of her, like when she was tired. So that I have implemented a little bit more. So we baby wear. And the other day he fell asleep while we were outside because it was a nice day. And he fell asleep in his carrier. And I was like, this is like a Norwegian nap in your carrier. How European are we? And he napped for like 30 minutes and it was like a good outside nap and I felt great about it. But yes, we do a lot of baby carriers. Did we buy more toys? Absolutely not. It's weird because you like don't want to put them into these gender boxes of like girls like dolls and boys like trucks, but he already like the Magnetiles, he's like looking at the truck thing and the girls like kind of cared about that. So like if he has an interest in something, I will get him whatever he's interested in, dolls or trucks, fine, I don't care. But currently he loves empty Kleenex boxes, paper towel rolls, the empty wipe containers that are all crinkly. So much so that the other day my daughter was like, Mom, do you have any trash for brother to play with? I was like, okay. And part of me is like, feels a little guilty, like, ugh, should I be pulling out all the Love Every toys that I still have? And I pulled it out. He has those to play with. But I would like teach Aaliyah how to use the Love Every toys. Where with him, I'm like, oh, here's the thing, if you want to play with it. With him, I'm like, let's just grab random things that we have around the house. And I wish I knew that or did more of that as a first-time mother because it would have saved us a lot of money. It would have saved us a lot of clutter. And like, you just have guilt about it. You're like, I can't let my kid just play with trash. Yes, you can. You sure can. Give him a whisk, spatula, give him a highlighter. I just gave him a highlighter marker and he's loving it. So there's a lot less stress about the things because I honestly don't have the time to stress about it like I did with my first. And I've seen that they will develop and they will be great. And like some of the milestones, it's hard because my sister had her baby like a day after I did, within 24 hours. And so we're constantly comparing. We've got to a point where we can compare and like, it's fine. Homeboy's doing this, what's she doing? Tells me and I'm like, ah. And she'll be like, oh, she's not doing that. And then I'll be like, well, is she doing this? Like we compare. So he's doing a lot of stuff she's not doing. She's doing a lot of stuff he's not doing. And we're just at a point now that we can do that and it's fine. And they're gonna have, that's what's gonna happen the rest of their lives. Somebody else asked if I'm still doing Expecting and Empowered. When I work out, I sure am. During pregnancy, it's a postpartum and pregnancy app. Oh, we've got camera. Here's this, I'm almost done. So Expecting and Empowered is a pregnancy and postpartum workout app. I recommend it to anybody who wants to work out during their pregnancy or postpartum because it supports the pelvic floor, it prepares you for labor, and it repairs you from labor after once you're postpartum. So now when I go to the gym and I'm like totally lost at what to do and like I'm 6 months out, so I'm like, oh, I don't need to worry about my pelvic floor anymore. Yes, I do. So this helps you to make sure that you're doing things that are good for your body where you're at, postpartum or during pregnancy. So yes, I still use Expecting and Empowered. And you can get a discount with them using code HEYSHAYLA. My attention is divided, and that is both good and bad. My first got an insanely intense version of me, which also was a very stressed out version of me because I was so stressed out about all the things. My third is getting a little bit more chill version of me. I'm still kind of crazy. He's also getting the love of his sisters, and it's just different. And I did not think that I was going to be the mom that would be different with any other. I'm going to raise them all the same, and we're going to be intense with all of them. And why wouldn't I? Because you don't have the capacity, and it's okay. It's okay. But I'm at my capacity, so I'm not going to stretch it any thinner by having another one. It's okay if you're not mothering the same way, because they're just going to get different versions, and pros and cons to both versions. Pro with the first is she got really intense attention. Con is that I was a little bit stressed out. Pro with this one is that I'm a little bit less obsessed with making sure everything's perfect. Con is that I'm a little bit more stretched. I'm talking about my time and attention. So if you needed that message, there it is. I always like to know, what are things that you're doing differently with baby number 3? I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.